So Raj, you're going to show me something.
I'm going to show you something. So this is basically the student interface. These are the assignments assigned to a student. There are 3 states: the assignment that's been assigned to them, what they have submitted, and the feedback they have actually gotten from their personalized instructor. Instructor is associated with every child.
So can we just go into one lesson and pretend I'm a confused kid?
Okay, no problem. Well, you know, this is a fraction worksheet. It's a word problem worksheet. You actually have, you know, these things show locks mainly because the teacher for this student has actually locked these things because the teacher wants the student to finish this problem before they go to the next problem set. The student can actually go into this problem set. Now, this is the digital paper interface. You can see that there is a timer that's ticking here. We actually keep track of time at a millisecond level. And you know, if I write something here and I take my finger off and I write something more, I can actually understand the gap that's actually in between that's happening. If I use an eraser to go and erase this, then I actually also know exactly what's happening at the point of learning. Now, when the student is working on the problem, we want to know not only if they got the right answer, they do get immediate feedback. So if they enter the wrong answer and just writing a random number, it says, hey, it's not the correct answer.
If the student doesn't know how to answer the question, you can watch a video.
That's right. We are not connected, so this is actually something that works offline all the time.
Okay.
You just need to do it. It's like email. You do need to do a handshake. And if the student is stuck, they can choose a word problem. They can actually, I'm playing a video here.
Samantha bought 9 chocolates, and she gave 2 of these chocolates to her.
And you can, if there's the video that's playing, there's a lot of noise here. So you can see the teacher working on it. I'm going to just go through it so you can actually see what's happening.
So we get 9. So that means there'll be a 9.
So I'm going to just click done here. It's probably going to ask me for a rating. Did I like it? So students can give feedback saying that to the teacher, saying that I understood the video, I did not understand the video. So I'm just going to say.
And this rating goes to the teacher.
When the student is working on this, if the student is stuck on something, they can say, hey, I want to skip this question. I can come back to it. Or I'm stuck on this problem. Or they can actually go here, type something. Or, you know, better yet, they can actually go and say, hey, I really don't have an idea about how to solve this problem. Can you please help me? And, you know, I'm just going to play it for you here. Hey, I really don't have an idea. So this is a voice tag that's being associated with that particular problem for that particular child. And so if I say done, this flag is raised, so the teacher knows when I show you the teacher interface in a couple of minutes, you'll actually see that the teacher can actually see this flag. Now they can move on and back, you know, they can actually have a review of all the questions they have. Students can earn points. This student has actually earned 270 points, you know, pretty much because they got, you know, 100% correct answers here. But here you can see that, you know, they didn't do really that well. They got, you know, only 16 on 20 correct answers, and they got only 90 points. They got 2 stars. You were in 3rd grade. Yeah, this is F311. This is a notional level. We are skill-based.
Out of 10 balls, 3 are yellow. What fraction of the balls are yellow? So 30%.
Yeah.
So it'd be 3, 10. So
you can write 3 over 10 here. So we want to know what your.
But you want to enter that.
And you can enter that.
Okay.
No, you have to enter the digital answer so we can actually get it. So you can use the keypad for that.
So 3
X by Y.
Yeah.
10. Enter. Got it. You solved the problem.
And it scores your points. You got from 48 to 60 points, 12 points for this question. If you solve all the problems correct, you get to 120 points, and then we give rewards for speed, for getting it perfect. We give extra rewards at 90 and 100%.
So Samantha got 9 chocolates. She gave 2 chocolates out of that to her friend. What fraction of the chocolates did she give to her friend? So she gave 2 ninths. Yep. So it'd be 2 over 9. So this is just my scratch area. There's no my script or anything there.
That's right.
Okay. So I need to go 2, and that's the line, over 9. Now I'm getting smarter, and now I'm going to get one wrong. The pizza is cut into 5 equal pieces. So I got my pizza. I divide it into 5 equal pieces. Come on, baby. Get your capacity.
Yeah, the stylus is not very good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Belle eats 2 of them. What fraction has Belle eaten? Well, she's eaten 2/5. So I'm going to put 3/5. 3x5. It's going to hurt. Are we ready?
You're ready.
Bam!
Try again. It gives you another opportunity to get your answer right, Warren, because we have noticed that children actually like to get the motivation. Now he says, oops, it's going to go back to the teacher. She knows that you made something wrong.
So there's a little wire that went off, now so that goes into a server.
That's right.
And so all this is stored in the server.
That's right. We're going to now switch to a teacher application and show you how a teacher might actually view a similar work.
Okay. Before we do that, though, I'm just going to go back and get a sense of all questions. So this is one set.
This is one set of problems that you've been given, and it tells you that you haven't answered 2 more because those 2 are right and it's not answered yet.
And it has the time.
Yeah.
And I can see the tutorial. Now
you can see the video tutorial.
If you want to revise, think about it.
Or you can submit as is.
The stylus is not good.
No, the stylus is not good. You really want to submit because it's asking you. And Warren, you can actually see how well you performed by clicking on this one. It tells you what you have done.
Okay.
So you took a lot of time for answering question 4. And this is the kind of data that we want to have the parent also have and the student to have. So a parent can quickly read and say, hey, what happened, Warren? You seem to be struggling with question 4.
Got it. Okay. So now back me out again. I'm going to move out another level.
That's right. So whatever you submitted here just showed up on the submitted worksheets. Since we are not connected yet, it's still not sent to the teacher yet. But once you have that's mainly because it's basically looking for a Wi-Fi connection here.
And I'm Sid.
That's right. That's right. So once we have the internet connection, this will go out and show up in the teacher's thing, and then she'll send it back to you.
Okay.
And this is the interface that tells you that you have gotten so many points in terms of rewards. You can actually go and look at your performance.
Points are given based on how you do, correct answers, how long you took, etc. And if you reach your goal of 7,500 points, you get a gold medal for that month. 5,000 points give you silver. That's what this was talking about. 2,500 bronze, 5,000 silver, 7,500 is gold. And then we collect all the medals that you earn for every month. In addition to that, if I have the internet, I can show. There's no internet, so we'll skip it. But the idea is that if you get to 7,500 points, you get a $5 gift card of your choice. Choices we offer, Amazon, which is here, and then the other choices show up if I have the internet. It will be Best Buy, iTunes, you can buy apps, games, whatever. It's an extrinsic motivation, sure, but it helps.
It's also known as bribery, which is a very effective.
Yeah, very effective.
Now, in the school model, what we have really seen, Warren, is that since every single keystroke and pen stroke is being tracked, when you looked at your review here, students know that their time is being monitored here. So it's almost like a digital pair of eyes for a teacher or a parent, and the student knows that if they horse around, this bar is actually going to keep growing up. In fact, there is a term that the students in a school district actually have coined this. They call this as the field of greens. They think that if the more time I spend, the grass grows taller, which is not good news, and they know that.
This is an example of, you can go to that one, that's fine. So this is a teacher. I'm looking at how this particular student did, how each of the questions did, but more importantly, I want to go to one particular question. I know that the question was answered correctly. It's correct, the answer is right. I know how this problem was solved, but in addition to that, I know the journey of learning. This particular graph, I have to take 30 seconds to explain it. The more lines you see, there's more fragmentation in learning. Compare this with this one. There is no fragmentation, just few slabs. I thought about the problem, I wrote something on the scratch pad and I answered the question. I got it right. No fragmentation because I'm doing it. My fluency is high. In this particular case, a lot of fragmentation. I'm not fluent, but I got the answer right. Now this is fine in this particular case because if I look at the overall graph, first question I labored a little bit and then my graph became smaller. That's fine. This is a very good sign.
We actually want to see this trend because this actually is telling us that the learning curve has kicked in, and typically we do see that the first line is typically longer because the student is just coming to grips with what is being asked of them, and we like to see this trend. But if the trend is very choppy, it is actually an observational input for the teacher to say that, well, this kid is not yet fluent in this topic, so I might want to give them another opportunity for them to do this topic after they've learned some more material. And the beauty here, Warren, is that they can actually see all the questions. They can actually see which questions have been answered. I'm going to remove the graph for a second here. They can, just like a typical classroom, they can actually grade things back and say, hey, this is very good. You got the right answer. They can provide the response. In addition, they can also record a video, an audio feedback to the kid back and say, hey, this is a great job, you got the right answer. And the asynchronous learning is the most difficult to provide, Warren, and what we have really solved is that problem. Synchronous learning demands a lot of bandwidth. You need to be there at the right time at the right place. Teachers actually in classrooms, they actually do asynchronous learning. They actually see you face to face, but the homework is actually asynchronous. It's like a teacher's inbox. And this is like your email inbox. A teacher can quickly look at it and say, this kid here, Joel, he actually, if you look at the clock, that means that the teacher now has feedback saying that Joel has taken more time than he's supposed to actually answer this set of questions. We have an authoring tool. Teachers can create their own questions. And if they have already existing problem sets and assignments, we can abstract it and put it in the system as well. So this is a tutorial recorder. I'm going to skip this problem. Now, if you look at this tutorial here, this is a tutorial the teacher can record. I can go back and say, hey, I'm going to show you how 2 times 4 equals 8. And I can go and say, okay, that's basically, I'm going to take, 2 groups of 4. And I can go on and, start recording this. I can just save it here. I can play it back. So the voice in the video. So we are essentially providing a tool for a teacher to essentially provide a best practice method of teaching a kid.
Now, do you guys get a percentage of the purchases through Amazon, or is there any kind of vendor agreement?
No, right now we're selling it directly. We're not selling it through a marketplace right now. If we were selling it through marketplace, then we would share a percentage, yes.
Batch students are not born, batch students are actually made, because they feel that when they get frustrated and they don't get the help in a timely manner, they start disliking math, and they say, oh, I don't want to learn math anymore. We are fundamentally changing that philosophy.
So it's clear you guys are very passionate about this, and as I said before, good luck changing the world.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thanks.